And good morning. Hey, happy Friday. Y'all, I'm so excited on this Friday. You just never ever know just how sometimes when you're under attack physically, you know what I mean? You just never ever know. Like, you know that God is going to take care of you. You just never know how that's going to manifest. Does that make sense? Good morning and welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm literally sharing out the broadcast this morning, but I'm so excited to be here with you. And as always, who am I? Kisa, Coach K. And my belief, my heart, what is it that I always preach in this season of life? If you had to answer, I see y'all are already jumping in and y'all are already on. I always preach to you that it is not too late for love. Well, I can imagine sometimes that you say, well, Kisa, that's great for you. That's great that you believe that. But as far as what I believe, as far as what I think, and I'm just checking to make sure that our volume is up and our volume is good and all that kind of stuff. And it is. Oh, y'all are coming in. Y'all are coming in this morning. I think I'm going to have to tease my stories and give you a little preview more often because y'all are coming on in. So come on in. Remember, how you support us is to like, share, and to comment on the broadcast. So if it can be a blessing to someone, you know someone who is discouraged, you know someone who's believing God for a love story, you know someone who's believing to move on after heartbreak, you know someone who is discouraged in that arena. Come on, friends. Come on, friends. We're going to call this Encouragement Friday. We're going to call this Freedom Friday. Lord, I feel a strong unction of encouragement on me this morning to let somebody know it is not too late for love. You all are very familiar with the group. I have a realtor friend that I saw yesterday, and he mentioned to me, oh, yeah, and he's married. But I have married people as part of the group too who give us advice and who encourage us. He said, "Oh yeah, you have the group. It's not too late for love." Yes, I have that group, but I don't believe it's just a group. I believe that it is a word from God to encourage us and to let us know it is not too late for love. But enough of me. I'm going to introduce you to my beautiful friend who is the woman of the hour. And she told me she would share her story. So I am inviting her on this morning. Embodies class, beauty, godliness, all in one. Ms. Vevelin Peterson Wilson, can you say good morning to the people?
Good morning, everyone. I'm so super excited to be here with you all today. Thanks, Kisa.
You're so welcome. And y'all, that's her energy all the time.
Yes, what, 7 o'clock in the morning? I wouldn't be doing this for just anybody. It's
I
early
feel special.
for me, as you.
I feel special. I feel special. Let me tell you, and as you should at home too. You know, I've come to find out, that I have some people who are really supportive of me, and I'm grateful for that. But I also understand too that people really like to see me talk to other people, and especially when it's relevant. And Ms. Vevelin, I have to hear the stories, and I have to see the stories of women who say, "Oh, you know, these men. This is not Kisa's belief. These men just, they just want us for this. This dating pool is blah blah blah."
Right.
I'm going to just start off and I'm going to just say, I'm going to tag you and say, go, Ms. Vebelin. And I want you to talk about, and you were very honest with me in saying, no, I don't believe that it's too late. You have a developing love story.
Mhm.
And can you also let us know, like, how that just bring us up to that? I know that you've been previously married as well.
Yes. And when we talked before, I think you said 2 marriages before. It's been 3. So let me just throw that out there.
Oh,
And I'll give you all a quick overview of how, from the first to where I am today. It'll be brief.
yeah.
So when I was 16, I got pregnant. At 17, I had my son. At 18, I married his father, who was my high school sweetheart. 19, I separated from him. At 20, I divorced him. So all of that happened in a short period of time. And then I always say that's when my life began. Went to
Yes.
UAB, graduated there, couldn't find a job in my field. So in 1985, moved to Texas, had my best girlfriend there. She was in the military. She said, come on here, you can find something here. So I did. So my second husband I married was in Texas, and he's still there. Thank goodness. But so that's the whole story. So
I'm sure.
I married my second husband in 1989,
Mhm.
married my second husband. That lasted all of 3 years. We dated a lot longer than we were married, if that makes sense to anybody out there. And so divorced after, in 2001, it was actually 9/11. I remember it specifically. I separated and from him August of 19, I mean, of, yes, of 9/11. I separated from him and divorced him the next year. So
Mhm.
2001, we were divorced. 2009, God told me it was time to come back here and give back to my community. I didn't want to, because I thought I had arrived. I, was living life and thought, oh, this is great. So, but he said, no, it's time to go back. So I came back. I was obedient. And so I moved back here in 2009. And it was not until 2014 that I met my third husband. But let me tell y'all about that. So what happened was, if I'm talking too fast because I'm on a roll, you let me go. So
Mm-mm.
I'm going.
Mm-mm. You're going. Go,
I'm
go.
going. So in 2012, I had told the Lord, I had a conversation with him. I said, Lord, look, I have messed this up twice myself. I'm turning it over to you, Lord. I'm going to
Mm,
let you do it the next time. I'm going to take myself out of this and I'm going to let you do it the next time. And
mm,
so I waited. It was 2012. I remember it specifically. And I had started a Bible book club at the church I was attending. That was for people my age. By the way, I'm 69. Didn't just throw that out there.
yeah.
For people my age, because that was maybe 45, 46, maybe closer to 50. I don't do numbers well. So I had decided that I was going to start a book club for people my age, because the church didn't have anything for people who were single, divorced, never married, widow. They had everything for single, young adults. They had everything for married couples, but there was absolutely nothing for my group in that age group that was single. So I
Mm,
started a book club. It was, men and women, and it was at church, but we started doing activities outside of the church. So I'm saying that because in 2014 is when I met my husband, who's deceased now, but God put us together.
mm,
And I know that specifically because I'd been praying and praying and praying. And I also, in 2012, I asked God, I said, Lord, when I meet someone, if they're not for me, let me know quickly so I don't waste
mhm,
their time. They don't waste my time. And I
mm.
promise you all he did. I would meet someone within a week or two. I would know, like, you see that red flag, run, run, run like Job. I mean, like Joseph. And so I did. But my girlfriend would say, you're not even giving anybody a chance. I said, because they're not the one, you
Yeah.
know? And so that happened throughout until March 2014. So I'm working at Children's Hospital. It's 3 to 11 o'clock time frame. And one of my girlfriends, not that one, but another girlfriend, she was in a book club with us. And she was at a Wednesday night Bible study. And the guy I married was in that Bible study. And invited him to come to our book club,
Mhm.
meet that March. And she called me and told me I was at work. She called and told me I met this guy and I invited him to come to our book club. And you know what I said, y'all? You probably won't believe this, but I said, she has found my husband. That was my
Wow.
spirit. That was my spirit. I said it. I said, she has found my husband. I did. So let me tell you all, I had not
You
been,
recognized him, Bevelyn?
I
Did
had
you
not,
recognize him?
no, I had not seen him. I mean, I had not seen him. I
Wow.
didn't know who he was. I knew
Wow.
nothing about him at that moment. It
Wow.
was, it was when she said it, something in my spirit said, she has found my husband.
Wow.
So he comes March 2014 into the book club, and he was handsome, very handsome,
That's good.
older. He was 10 years older,
Okay.
but you know, and he'd been at the church for 40 something years. I had never seen, I mean, our paths had never crossed before. His wife had died 2 years before.
Mm.
And so we just never met until then. So he came in March of 2014. We started dating in April 2014, and we were together ever since until he died in August of 2021. He had Parkinson's, had some, health issues, and he died suddenly in August of 2021.
Mm.
So that's my story about marriages and relationships up until then. Now, ladies, get ready. Oh, and
Get
me,
ready.
whoever's out there, get ready.
Yeah.
So I'm a praying woman. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe God answered my prayer. He answered my prayer for this guy, my husband, because I had said exactly what I wanted. I was very specific, and God gave that to me. He gave that to me. This was the best husband ever. And so even though it was short-lived, I mean, we had an awesome marriage. And so I can't say anything other than it was a beautiful marriage, a beautiful relationship, and we just loved each other. So God gave me him. I know that without a doubt. He put us together for a purpose. And so after that, I just did my grieving, went through the process because I'm a mental health therapist. I know how important that is to grieve healthy. And so I did all the things. But let me tell y'all something. January 2024, I took off my wedding rings and I said, Lord, I'm ready for companionship. I'm ready to be married again. And I was specific about what I wanted. I told God I didn't want very much because I had said, Lord, if you could give me a man that is 50% of what my husband was, I would still be happy. That's what I said to God. I said, if you give me 50% of what my husband was, I would still be happy because I didn't want to be greedy. I've had love. I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. I want other people to experience that, right? And so I said I want him to be financially stable. I wanted someone closer to my age because the other two had been 10 years older. So I wanted someone closer to my age, financially stable, someone that we could worship together and pray together. And then at the end, I said, and Lord, it wouldn't hurt if we were physically attracted to each other. Wow.
Wow. So I presume you got what you wanted and God answered that or more. You said, wow.
Yes. Wow. So that was January.
Wow.
And in August of 2024, that same year, he manifested. He came. He put us together.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait right there, Miss Bevelyn. Okay, the time frame again. You said that was when?
January 2024 was when I prayed to God.
January 2024.
And in August 2024, the same year, a few months later,
wow,
we met.
Wow. I can't touch you, but can I put next time I see you, because we work together in ministry, can we just
we can. I'm telling you, God is good.
Ooh.
He is good because, the way we met, there was no other way it could have happened. No other way it could have happened. We both were invited to a mutual friend's celebration he was having, and it was at the Botanical Garden. I'm late as usual. I hate to say that, but I was. Yeah. And so walked in, trying not to be, seeing so much, walking around to get to a table, and sat at the first table I could get to that I saw with my girlfriend. And I sat right next to the man that is now going to be my husband.
Oh.
Right next to him.
You
right?
so you come in, so even let me can I insert something I heard
Yes,
that you just
yes,
said?
yes.
So even when we think we miss it, this doesn't get old. Wait a minute, I've got Jessica on here. She says, "I love this so much, Jessica. Please share this broadcast so other people can hear this." I don't know that I believe in the chills and all that kind of stuff, but you've told me this story before, y'all. She's told me this story before, and I'm still just like to know that she's sharing it with you, and to know that God is encouraging you. I want you to know, Miss Vevelin, we have Jessica on here. She says, "I love this so much." That's my
Yes,
girl,
thank
Jessica.
you.
That's your
Thank
girl,
you.
Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica. It's a
Thank
true
you,
love
Jessica.
story. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Jessica. I have a young lady, Kenya. Kenya says, "My mother got married at 70 and
Yes,
he's still married." Okay,
yes,
okay. And I
yes.
didn't mean to interrupt you. This
Oh
was
no,
just
we're
so
good.
good.
We're
This was
good.
so good. You
We
just,
don't keep sending the messages. Keep sending the messages. If y'all have
yes.
questions, ask them. We're good. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yes. So she went ahead and told you that if you have questions, ask. They may just be like me, just loving to hear your story. And I was gonna say, and I want you to jump right back into the story. Even sometimes when we think we miss it and we think that we're off, she said, "I came in, I was a little later, and I went and go sit at the table." I know the end of this story. I know how this is gonna work out only because she's told me. But even y'all, let me encourage you, when you think you're a little late, when you think you don't do it just right,
Mm,
God still, He set her right by
right.
her man.
Hmm.
I'm listening, Miss Vevelin, but
Yes.
tap right back in.
Yes. And so that's what happened. And let me just throw this in there. I
Wow.
wasn't going out doing things. I was just going to church and coming home, going to church, coming home. And I was saying to the Lord, Lord, okay, it's time for me to have a balanced life. I'm really ready for a balanced life. And so that was that part of it. So ordinarily, I was the person that would say I'm going to do something. And at the last minute, I would say, oh, I'm not going to go. I didn't
Mhm,
want to get up. I didn't want to get dressed. Something, would
mhm,
always cause me to change my mind.
mhm,
This time I was about to do that. And the only reason I didn't change my mind was because the daughter of the guy I was going to be a part of his celebration, his daughter had texted me maybe 3 days before and asked me if I would speak about high school, because he and I had gone to high school together, if I would speak about knowing him from high school. And I had agreed to do it. Had I not agreed to do that, we probably wouldn't be together today, because I probably wouldn't have gone, right? It
ah,
was it was kind of formal. I was going by myself. All of these things kind of kept coming up. You know how we are, ladies, when you don't want to be the one walking in by yourself sometimes. So I took my girlfriend with me, by the way. And so I went, and she was the one who went to that table and left the space between my guy and me, and she sat to the other side. So when I looked over, all I saw, y'all, was his profile. And I looked at him, and then I looked back at my girlfriend and said, "Oh, he's so cute." That's what I said.
come on now.
He's so cute. Um, After that, I have to, and he has one son. I have a son. We just talked and talked. He's retired. I'm
Mhm.
retired, semi-retired, I suppose. And we just started chatting. So here's the thing. He asked me, he said, I was trying to read the program to see where I was going to be on the program. And I didn't have my glasses because I had this little bitty purse, right? Because it's supposed to be formal, little bitty purse. And so I didn't have room for glasses. And so he asked me, he said, "Where are your glasses?" I said, "They're at home." He said he just took his out of his pocket and handed them to me.
Oh,
That was the first thing he did. He just took his out and just handed them
uh,
to me. Yeah,
mm,
that was the first thing. When we started eating and we went up to get our food, he came back and he had two pieces of meat. It was salmon and chicken. I had only gotten salmon. So when he
mhm.
sat down, I said, "Oh, you got two pieces of meat, huh?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Would you like to taste the chicken?" I said, "No, that's okay. I'm good." He cut off a little piece and put it on my plate for me to taste it. Wow.
Wow.
He had me at that moment, y'all. He had me at that moment. He shares his food. I love a man that shares his food. Let me tell
Thank
you.
you. Thank
I
you.
love a man that don't mind you eating his food before
Thank
you get
you.
home. So, So we, that's what happened. But
Mm.
okay, I want
Wow.
to share something with you all, so ladies, people, so you all would know this. I'm super excited now. I'm getting the feeling and everything
Yes.
just talking about him. But
Yeah.
listen, here's the thing. It was so I didn't know this was going to happen. So there are a lot of women that like to say, I'm not going to chase after a man. The man has got to be the one to approach me. Let me
Yes.
tell you, ladies, I approached my deceased husband and this guy. Let me tell you how I approached. Because
Mm.
men are sometimes shy. Men are afraid of rejection, that kind of thing. So they don't know. So my husband that's deceased now,
Mhm.
I went up to him at the church next Sunday service that we attend. I went up to him and asked him if he had plans after church. He said no. I said, "Would you like to join me for lunch?" And we went to he followed me to Tzatziki's,
Okay.
and we had lunch. And from there, he started inviting me out. So I made the first move, but then he did the rest. Right?
Okay, Miss Bevelin, I gotta get right there. Come on, Miss Bevelin, can I?
Yeah. Yeah.
You told me this, and you're bringing this back because you're helping people like me, and I know I'm connected to some folks out there. Ladies, if this is you, I want you to type in the comments. That's me. That's me. You said, and this blessed my socks off when you heard it. We were actually sitting down eating lunch, and you said it while we were eating lunch, and I don't know if my expression showed anything, but I
Uh-huh.
think it just kind of broke down some things. I want to, for the people in the back who didn't hear it, they may be getting ready, not paying attention because they're on. You were okay asking for lunch. How did you get past, or do you just not deal with the whole idea of rejection? He may have said no. You don't deal. Oh, come on, like right
No,
there.
no, and I think part of it is my spirit was with me. I think I kind of had an idea that that it was going to be okay. I don't know why. I felt comfortable doing it. I had no reservations about saying, "Hey," because he could have said no, or he had plans. I would have been
Mhm,
fine with that, and I would have
mhm.
moved on. But he said no, and he followed me. And after that, we were eating and laughing and talking, and exchanged numbers, and it was just wow. That happened just like. But I approached him, and so that happened. And now let me tell you, this new guy
Mhm,
that I met
mhm.
in August of 2024, I approached him. Let me tell you how. I mean, other than our talking at the table and everything, he got up, he was riding with someone else. I think I had gone to the bathroom. When I came back out, he was leaving out the door with the guy he had ridden with.
Wow.
And I was disappointed. I was like, oh, I thought I was going to we were going to exchange numbers. I thought he was interested. I went through all of that. I thought, we were going to make contact again and everything.
Mhm.
And so I just happened to leave my umbrella in there. So when I went to do that, I talked with my friend, our friend, he knew him too,
Mhm.
that about him, this guy, my new guy. And I asked if he was seeing anyone or involved in a relationship. He said he didn't think so, but he would check. So he contacted him and told him to give me a call, right? That was after me pursuing and asking about
Wow.
him,
Wow.
right? And
Wow.
he called me the next day, that Saturday. Yes, he called me that Saturday, and we have been together ever since. And so, yes, ladies, we are now talking marriage. We're getting engaged this summer. Yeah, we've talked about it, making plans for it and everything.
Let
So
me
that's
go
my
ahead.
story. That's my story in a nutshell.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. Miss Jessica's saying, I've never heard a woman admit that she made the first move. Jessica says that's so
It's true. Look,
Jessica.
look, it is no shame in my game. That's what I tell people. There's no shame in my game. There are
Oh,
women who don't like to say that they're lonely. There are women that like to say that I'm fine being single, and there are women that are fine being single. I'm one of those women that I love the companionship of a man. Love
oh,
it. And I
come on
don't
now.
deny it. I don't deny it. And God just does my heart good when he
Mm,
gives me what it is that I ask for. And so let me tell y'all, ladies,
mm,
everybody out there, men, and I keep forgetting that. But let me tell you,
mm.
so what I asked for, God gave me exceedingly abundantly more
Come
than I
on,
could have
Lord.
even imagined. He gave me so much more in this man. He's 8 months older than me. He's financially stable, house is paid for,
Yes.
all of that stuff that we, would like for them to have. All of that. And we pray and worship together. He visits my church with me. I visit his church with him. His people at his church call me by his first name, Mrs. Hi, Mrs. Whatever his first name.
Wow.
And so we're that bonded. We're that close. Our families have met. All of that has happened. We spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with our families and stuff. So we are there. We are there. But we had some stumbles in the beginning. I'm very independent, and it took a minute for me to, for us to be able to learn how to communicate with each other. There's always going to be something, but we had to learn how to communicate. And now that we do that, it is so good. And we pray together. He's a praying man. I'll tell you, ladies, when I first went to lunch with him and he did the prayer, Lord, that prayer was so long. It was so long. I was so hungry. I was so hungry. And he prays like, he's praying when he gets up in the morning for food, to bless the food.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm hungry and he's still going. And when he finished, I said, wow, that's a long prayer. And that was our first time going out to eat together. I said, wow, that was a long prayer. He said, what would you have preferred me to say? I said, Jesus, well. And he cracked up laughing. He has a really good sense of humor. So
Man, where do I begin? Where do I jump in after that? Because what a testimony. And I'm enjoying it for you. I'm enjoying it with you. Oh, let me go right here because this is what stood out, what you said so much, but this is one of the things that stood out. And can I say thank you again for doing this?
Oh, absolutely.
Can I say thank you again for getting up and
love
doing this?
encouraging other women to let them know that God is listening. We have to be obedient. We have to listen. When we say we're turning it over to God, I wrote out what I wanted in a man. I stuck it on my wall of God's promises that I have in my prayer closet, and I left it there. I put the date on it, and I left it there. Right. And then I kept doing what I was going to do. I kept doing ministry. I kept, doing all the things, my mental health practice and everything, getting that together, doing all that. So I kept doing it, but I had put that on the wall under my promises, God's promises, and I left it there. And so a few months later, how many months is that? From January to August?
7 months.
Yeah. I met him. So I know what people say about, some people say they've been waiting for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years for God to answer their prayer, for a husband. And all I can say is while we're waiting, we have to wait well. We have to wait with intention. We have to wait, recognizing that if we say we believe and trust God and that he will give us our heart's desire, then we have to truly believe that we can't waver. I trusted God. I know that he's done it for me before when he gave me my husband that's deceased. I know he was going to do it again in his timing, not mine. And that's what we have to recognize. And so this guy's only 8 months older than me. Because I said I wanted to close in age. He's everything I asked for, and like I said, and more, and more. And so that's how God answered my prayer.
2 things I want you to touch on. The first thing that I think about is you said that you normally would not have gone out. I hear so many single women who say, "Oh, I'm comfortable," and I was her. I'm not her anymore. Yeah. I gets out because I recognize God, God can do anything, but to think that I'm going to just stay in the house and not go anywhere and say, God, I'm believing. I don't,
Yes.
So can you talk about that? Because you said it's like God honored your faith. And when you said, let me get out of this house and let me go and do, that's when that turned. Can you speak to that?
Yes, absolutely. And so, I'm pretty much a homebody now. Didn't used to be, but I've been for the past maybe 7 or 8 years. And so what happens with that is that we get comfortable. At just being at home in our pajamas or whatever, watching TV and everything. And we're thinking, okay, God is going to send this guy to me. Where are you going to meet him if you're not doing anything? Church. but there's a whole lot of women at church. Let me tell you. Now, I did meet the previous one at church, but it was in a special occasion in a book club. And so you still have to get out. You still have to do something. You got to put yourself out there. Like I started that book club in 2011 at my church. In 2011, it wasn't until 2014 that my husband and I met in that same book club. So you got to do things that you're interested in, and God will direct and put that together. I'm telling you, like I would never have met him if I had not gone that night, because we do not go in the same circles. We didn't go to the same church or any of that. And so I know we both know that it was God, and we both give God all the glory. Get out, ladies, have fun, do what you're interested in doing, and I guarantee you that it will happen when God says.
And I have another question for you too. So once you said you had no problem asking this guy about the person and he called you,
Mhm.
how did it evolve from there? Was it, I see so many women having conversations about what the guy means, or does he mean this, or, we're talking, we've gone out, blah, blah, blah. And he's still, what does he mean? Is he interested in me? How did it evolve into where I know he's serious? There is no question. Did that happen quickly?
Yes, it did. It happened very quickly for us. Let me tell you, initially when we first met and he came over to visit, and I have a dog. So my dog is she's very good, but she'll sniff you to death and try to figure it out. They're in love with each other now. They love each other completely. I think he loves her more than me. But when I first met him, he came over to visit. I told him right from the start, I said, look, I don't date to just date. I told my previous husband that as well. I don't date to just date. I date for commitment. I date for a companionship, and I date for love. And it's long term. I'm not dating just to date. And I
Mm.
said, so if you can't accept that or don't want that, then this is your time to just, back away. And he accepted that. We weren't intimate, if I can say that. We weren't
Yeah.
intimate. Yeah,
Yes.
we were not intimate. We got to know each other well. We played, let me tell y'all, we play games. We play card games, Tonk, his favorite. We play checkers. We watch good movies together, pop popcorn. We have the same likes in different kinds of sports and, things like that. So you have to have things in common that you enjoy, and not to do it because that's what they want, but
Mm.
because you truly are interested in it yourself. Like I love the Food Channel. He likes it too. We watch it together, laugh and talk. And so it's got to be a companionship. But yes, it happened for us quickly. Within the first 3 months, we knew. Within the first 3 months.
First 3 months.
First 3
So
months.
it doesn't take them 6, 7. I hear this all the time too. It doesn't take them a year to figure out if you're. And I had a couple of my friends on here. One of my guys, JoJo, was on here. And also my girl Tony is on here. Stanley was on here. Hey, Stanley, if you're still here. Jessica has a question for you as well. And I'm going to post that question right now. It's a really good question. I want you to understand the specifics you prayed to God, these specifics that you prayed to God for. Let's see. Jessica asked, how did you narrow down your specifics? That's a really good question. How did you narrow that
It
down?
is a really good question, because let me tell you, that changes over time. Like
Mhm.
before, when I married my husband, my previous husband, I probably had about 10 things that I wanted, right? I had 10 things that I was looking for in a husband. But then I whittled it down to 5 or something like that, because I was like, okay, that's a little bit too ambitious. So I got it down to 5. But let me answer that question for you. In my stage of life at 69, things are different for me now than they were 10 years ago or 15 or 20 years ago. And so I'm in a different space, in a different place, which means that the things I liked and enjoyed when I was 40 or 30 or even 50, they've evolved, they've changed. And so with that change, as we grow and as we mature in life by numbers, and also in our relationship with God, we then get to understand what is important in a relationship and a marriage. And so, having been through it already 3 times, I absolutely know what's the most important thing for me. And for me, at this stage, being retired, I needed someone who's financially stable, that we're not having to be paying off bills and all this kind of stuff, right?
Mm, mhm.
So that was one of my thoughts. I wanted to worship, have someone I could worship and pray with, because that's important to me, and it needs to be important to them too, because I want us to be able to do that together. And
Mm,
that was a priority, and that was my first thing. And then closer to my age, my two previous husbands had been 10 years older than me. And so with that, being 69, or 68, I guess at the time, but being 69, 10 years older would be 79. And I
yeah,
kind of still want to do some things and have some fun and that sort of thing. And so
yeah,
that was important to me. And other than that, of course, being attracted to each other was there too. That was
yeah.
the last thing. But those were the things that were important to me at this stage in my life. You have to pray to God specifically about what it is that's important to you, right?
Mm,
At this stage in your life, if you're 30 or 35 or 40 in that age group, then what is important for you right now in that stage? Because again, what's important for me now was different when I was 35 and I was 40, right?
mm,
Um, what you're doing in your life, and how would that blend together? I
mm,
wanted a man with no children, or at least no children that he was taking care of when I was younger. Now that doesn't matter, because they're grown, they're out of the
mhm,
home. And so you
mhm.
don't have to worry about that. But before, in my 30s and 40s, I didn't want a guy that had children in the home, or had children that he had to take care of or pay child support for. I was very specific about that. So,
Mm,
and all I
mhm.
can say is be specific, ladies, what it is that you want.
Let me type that down so they can see. You're saying be very specific in your prayer to God.
Yes, yes. And so, and it doesn't matter how many things you have. What matters is, you know, what's important to you. Is it 3 or 4 things that you can prioritize that are your top, let's say your top 5 things that is important to you when you're getting involved. The other thing is important is you also got to recognize those red flags up front quickly and get away, because you don't want to waste a lot of time with someone if you know that um they're not the one, and
That's
you're trying to fix them, you're trying to you think they're gonna change. That's what happened with my marriage to my husband was divorced years ago. But that's what happened with him. I married him knowing that I knew he wasn't a godly man, or we weren't evenly yoked. That was the issue. And so it was a real issue for us, because he didn't want to go to church, he didn't want to pray, he didn't want to do any of those things. And so, like, why did I let myself, because that was important to me even
mm,
back then.
mhm.
So don't accept less than what God has for us. Don't accept less than God's best for you, right?
Mhm.
That's what I would say. Don't get to this stage in life where you think, "Oh, I'm never going to get married, or I'm never going to have children, or those kinds of things, or I'm not going to be able to get married again. I'm not going to be able to meet someone at this age or something." God is bigger than what we think. His ways are higher than our ways, right? And so
Yeah.
he knows more than we do, and he sees more than we see. And
Mm,
so he knew how he was going to put us together. I didn't see it, but I didn't go on dating apps. I didn't tell friends I'm, trying to meet somebody. That's good to do too, if you got good friends and they know people. But
mhm,
there are all kinds of ways, because I was telling everybody, yeah, I'm waiting for my husband. I'm
mhm,
waiting for my husband. I didn't say
mhm,
I'm waiting for a man. I'm waiting for my husband. And
mhm.
so I would tell people that at church and things, and other ladies came up to me and told me, I got my husband. I heard what you said, and I did it, and I got my husband. So, it's really important for us, first of all, to know what we want
Yeah.
before we start looking outside of us. What do we want in a man, and what do we bring to the table?
Mhm.
We're always looking outside of ourselves at what other people can bring. What do we have to bring? Because I truly believe that God was preparing me and my husband for each other, the one that's deceased now. I truly believe, because his wife died just 2 years before we met. So I believe that God was getting him through his healing stage of
Mm.
grief and working on both of us so that we could meet and be compatible. Because I can guarantee you, I never remember seeing the man at church. I was there 11 years. He was there 40 something years. We
Mm.
would have had to have crossed paths, but it
Mm.
wasn't until God's timing that it happened the way it happened. And the same thing with the current one that I'm talking with now. Praise
God will hide. God can hide us for a season. I firmly believe in at the appointed time and at the right time. He says can make it happen. He will make it happen.
Yes, he
So I
will.
see a lot of people get discouraged, and I hear in your testimony, this is what I wanted. I went about the business of doing God's work. And Jessica said, by the way, thank you to you. And she said, wonderful answer. She said it's great for all ages. Ms. Vevelin, I
Thank
want
you,
you.
Jessica.
Yes, thank you,
Mhm.
Jessica, for your support this morning. It means
Yes,
so much. I know
yes.
Felicia has joined us on here. Miss Cynthia's joined us. I want you to close us out. I know that you have to go on today. This has been one of the most incredible broadcasts because of your enthusiasm, waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning and sharing and hoping something. There are going to be people who go back and watch this. We're going
Good.
to pull some sound bites from this encouragement for because the audience who normally is going to watch me, Miss Vevelin, is going to
Mhm.
be that audience who's going to be that 45 and up, more
Okay.
more seasoned like us. So they're in that space, maybe have gone through a divorce, breakup. Some have never been married and are a little
Yeah.
discouraged by that.
Mhm.
What's your bet your best thought, your best encouragement as you close out on this Friday to say it's not too late for love?
Oh wow, that's a good question, Kisa. Um, First of all, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
Mm.
Trust yourself. Trust God. When I say trust God, I know people say, "Oh yeah, everybody says that." But I'm telling you, if we truly walk in what He tells us to walk into, He opens those doors for us. We have to be obedient. We have to listen. We have to be prepared for what God is about to provide us with, who He's going to put in our lives. Are you truly ready for a relationship? Because many people will say, "Oh, I'm ready," but are you really ready? What do you do to get prepared for that person that God is going to send you? So I say, pray, meditate, uh, make your list of what you want in a man and post it on your wall or put it on a stickum, a post-it stickum, and put it someplace and just keep doing what you do. Don't seek it out because God is going to place them right there with you. Like I said, I didn't do anything extra. I just went to church and I was obedient to the word and to God, and He did the rest. He did the rest. You got to trust that He will do that for you too, because I'm not special. I mean, I am His chosen child. I am His daughter, but
Yeah,
we all are. So if
yeah.
He did it for me, guys, He will definitely do it for you. I guarantee you that. Hold fast, be steadfast, and unshakable, and just know what you know, and trust God to do the rest.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Didn't want to interrupt you because that's going to be one of the sound bites I pull together and share with them a little bit later. Ms. Vevelin, I appreciate you. I applaud you. I'm happy to know you. 69 and thriving
Yes,
and just a testimony and the willingness, the willingness to get up and to not gatekeep, but to say, freely as God has given to me, freely I give unto you. And
yes.
if it's something I can say, so we appreciate that. Blessings to you. I will see you because I get the wonderful opportunity to serve with you as well. So I know that I will see you. I appreciate you. Blessings upon blessings. I know you have to move on to the rest of your day. We're 45 minutes in. Okay. Is there
Okay.
anything else you wanted to say, or are you good? Are you good?
I'm good, but I'm open to answer any questions if anybody else has any questions. But other than that, I would just like to
Mhm.
encourage you to keep going forward. Don't think it's but if you see someone and you think they're putting your space for a purpose, be open to uh, being the one to approach.
Mm.
Not aggressively, but you'll got to give you a way to do it. I did it on the last two guys, so I know that it's possible. Just be brave enough, bold enough, bold enough. God puts you in the same places, and men are more reluctant than us believe that because they don't want to be any more rejected than we do, right? So
Mhm.
everybody's worried about being rejected. I guess my personality is such a type that that's not an issue for me. I just move on, you know.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love it.
but I didn't have to do that with either of these. These two were the ones that God put in my life for such a time as this, and I do appreciate and give Him all the glory.
And
So, guys, my best to you all. I pray for everyone who is hearing this and need to hear encouragement.
That's wonderful. I also hear that the Lord honored your boldness. I also see that you were bold. You were okay going and saying or being kind and
Mhm.
everything. Hey Carletta, good morning. Good morning. Carletta, you got to go back and listen to this testimony. Miss Vevelin has to go, but
Yes.
you mentioned the previous marriages. Miss Vevelin, there are people who've had a breakup and they don't want to get out of bed anymore because someone has broken up with them. They've never been married.
Yeah.
There are people who will get that discouraged over a breakup, and for me, I remember telling people from the divorce. I've been divorced twice. This third time, my golden prayer is that this is the forever husband. So
Mhm.
I'm taking the time for God to do what He needs to do. Okay, Carletta, go back and watch it, sweetheart. Great testimony. But you said I've been married 3 times, and
Yeah.
I'm fully ready and thanking God for my fourth. If we just stop right there,
Yes.
if we just stop right there and say, won't He do it?
Yes, yes, he absolutely will. And I know there are people that think that divorce is not something that is of God. I understand that. Also, God doesn't want us to be in relationships and marriages that's not good. For us, right? They can
Mhm.
be emotionally abusive, physically abusive, whatever the situation is. If a person is in that, that's not godly either, because the husband is supposed to be following Christ. And
Yes.
so I want to encourage you this morning that just because we're divorced, just because it's been more than once or twice, I'm a living witness. I'm a living witness. God will bless. He will
Jesus.
bless your heart if you stay strong, stay steadfast, keep doing what it is that He has you doing, keep doing ministry, keep loving on people, keep just being who you are in God, and He will give you what it is that you're desiring. Pray, meditate, and talk to God about it. Post it and let it go and let God.
Let it go and let God. That's the closing message. Let
Yeah.
let go and let God. Miss Vevelin, to a beautiful soul, I appreciate you. I will look. I'm gonna continue to get the encouragement because I'm gonna be around her.
Every time I see you, I'm going to give you a big old hug and say, God's got you. God's got
Yes. I appreciate you. Love you. Beautiful testimony
you.
for a
Thank you.
beautiful woman. I am cheering for you, my sister, and I just I might as well just be at the wedding. I'm just excited for you.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
yes.
I'm just
Yes.
excited. Like I'm already there. No hate. No, I'm rejoicing with you and I love to hear those testimonies. So
Yes.
friends, you've got your testimony. Kisa talks about it all the time. God has delivered a testimony. Valentina says, thank you. Listen at this, Miss Vevelin. Listen at this. You're up at 7 o'clock in the morning and we don't know. Miss Valentina says, thank you. That was for me.
Oh, praise God. Praise God, Miss Valentina. That's awesome. I was truly hoping that God would bless someone with this. So just be bold and stay firm and steadfast. God's got you. He's got you. He's looking out for you. But He wants it to be the one He has designed for you and not someone that we do in our own humanness. In our own humans, we got to get out of the way. We just have
Yeah.
to, because
Yeah.
we kind of let our feelings and emotions direct us and guide us, as opposed to God's spirit and what it is that He has for us. So it may
Mm,
not look like what we want it to look like or who we think it's supposed to be, and we have to get pulled back from that, right?
mm.
And be bold about what it is that you want. Thank you, is it Valentina? Thank you so
Mhm.
much for that. I appreciate you sharing that.
Wow. Thank you, Valentina. Okay. Well, I almost don't want to let you go, but I know you have other work to do on a Friday.
Yes, I do. I've got clients to see and everything.
Yes,
So yes, I've got an 8 o'clock. But I loved being here. Thank you so much, Kisa, for
thank
asking me,
you.
for allowing me to tell my story. I
Yes,
wanted to bless others as well. So do whatever you will with this.
yes. To
Okay.
63, I felt it was too. Valentina's is 63, and I felt it was too late. Miss
Never,
Beverly is 69.
never, never. I'm 69. Never, never too late. That's what you
Never
need
too
to
late.
hear. Never too late.
And I'm going to actually post that on there because that's the name of the group and that's the message I preach. And I believe that that's what the Lord gave me. I don't think it's just the title of a group. I believe that that is a word
Mhm.
that it's not too late. It's not too
It's
late
not.
for love.
It's
No,
not.
no, no.
Not. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And wow, 69, you look good. 69 looks good on you. Thank
They're,
you.
they're not, they're trying not to let you go.
I
It looks great on her, doesn't it? Sassy and jazzy.
Oh, thank you guys so much. You all are precious. I'm gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to come back.
Um, so you open that door. So let's do that. Let's schedule some time to come back.
Yes,
Maybe in a couple of months you come back and
yes,
give us another
yes.
shot.
And I can update you all on where we are. I can
Yeah,
bling
that's it.
bling.
That's it. I'll see you later, Miss
You guys
Beverly. I know
take
you gotta
care.
go.
Take care.
Take care now. I'll see you
Okay.
later.
Okay.
Oh man, 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 man. Was that just not incredible? Was she just not incredible? God, gosh. Full of life, 69. Yes, she wears it well. At 69, does she not, Carletta? Does she not, Valentine? Oh man. Y'all, I'm so when you talk about why I do this, that's why I do this. That's why I do this. To bring encouragement for you. Valentina, we're gonna bring her back in a couple of months. So this is June, July, August, around that August time frame. I serve in ministry with her, so I know exactly how to reach her. I know exactly how to thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. I serve in ministry with Jessica as well. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all, that's why I do this. That right there is why I do this. Anybody other than me that you just feel you should go live on TikTok also. You know what? I'm getting ready to go live on TikTok, Carletta, TikTok. I need to figure out how to connect TikTok to this account. I just sit and talk to my folks on TikTok and they just talk to me for hours. So I need to learn how to connect both of these. But I do go and talk to the folks on TikTok. Great piece of advice. Great piece of advice. Y'all, I am going to do something in ministry later today. I'm going to attend a conference, the Ignite conference from one of my friends, Apostle and Pastor Shimon Webster, down in Leeds. Going to go hang out with them. But this is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do, to encourage your heart and to say, keep hanging in there and stand firm on the word of God, and stand firm not only on just the word of God, but the love of God, because God loves you. God loves you. He loves you with an everlasting love. He loves you. You're his child. You're his child. Why would he not want to bless you? You got to push past all the negativity. You got to push past all your emotions. You got to push past how people view you. You got to push past all the failure. You got to push past it. And you got to show up. Did you hear what she said? Kisa ain't saying this. Kisa didn't say, she said, I've been married 3 times before. But I told the Lord, and I'm a reporter. So, reporters, we just have an amazing ability to just, whittle it down into the high points. She said, I've been married 3 times before. I thought it was twice before. She said, no, Kisa, I've been married 3 times before. And I like relationships. I like love. I told the Lord, I want a husband. She's not in a corner somewhere. Push until something happens. Come on, Carletta. Don't y'all. I'm trying to be calm. Y'all gonna get me crunk. Y'all gonna get me crunk. She said, no. It was 3. That's encouraging somebody. And some of you think because you haven't been married, it's the worst thing. Maybe God has preserved you. Y'all, I didn't have, maybe I could have gotten married. I could have. I had wonderful gentlemen who approached me. I was immature. I could have messed that up unless that guy had a prayer life and just would have prayed for me. I could have messed that up. I was immature. I didn't see it modeled. So as a result of me not seeing healthy relationships being modeled, I didn't know what to contribute. It's no excuse because God can teach us and intervene at any time. But sometimes if we don't see it, we don't have an expectation for it, and we don't even know how to begin to receive it. We don't even know how to begin to receive it. If we are not accustomed to, if we have not seen. So the message right there, Jessica. Y'all keep pushing. Rejection is God's protection. Yes, y'all are preaching. Y'all are preaching. Y'all are preaching. Y'all are preaching. Y'all are encouraging some people. Push past it, y'all. Smile. Dress. Get up and dress. And I had gotten to a point where I was wanting to be so natural and all that kind of stuff. No, get up and dress. Put on your makeup. You don't have to go heavy. You don't have to go full glam. Just as they say in the makeup world, give yourself a soft beat with the brush. Give yourself a soft little beat. A little powder never hurt anybody. A little powder never hurt anybody. Give yourself a little soft beat. Just wipe off the oil. Clear your skin and help it become more radiant. And put on your pearls, fake or real. These are fake as can be, but who cares? Put on your earrings and walk like the queen that you are. Walk like the child of God that you are. Walk. I was listening to a young man yesterday. Well, I'm a few pounds, more than what I want to be. He said, he's this young guy. He said a woman who has got a little weight on her, but is beautiful, keeps herself up. He said, what was his word that he used? Basically, he was saying they are unmatched. They are unmatched. You're if you're a little bit more than what you want to weigh. I want to lose some pounds, but guess what? I'm here. I can walk, I can talk, I have the use of my limbs. I'm here, and I glorify God for that. And in that, I'm here. You're here. God hadn't given up on you. You woke up. It could be the day that changes everything. Self-love is the best love. Y'all are preaching. Ooh, y'all are preaching. Y'all are preaching. Y'all are preaching. Y'all are preaching. Come on now, get up, get your hair done. If you can't get your hair done, get some gel. Go to the store, get you some gel. And then what you do is like I do. Sometimes I don't feel like doing hair. I get a gel. I've got my scarf right there, and I take the gel, put it here, tie it around. It'll give you almost a salon fresh look, almost, maybe not perfect, but it'll make you feel better because you step up and you do better for yourself. You feel better. Who said that? Deion Sanders. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you just perform better. I'm paraphrasing. That's not exactly what he said, but come on, somebody. Come on, ladies. Come on. This is why I do what I do. This is why I get up. That testimony, to bring that testimony to you, is worth all of it. And sometimes I think the enemy attacks us to keep us from that point. Wasn't feeling well yesterday, was a little whatever today, went to bed a little later, didn't get as much sleep as I wanted. But the Lord, when I know the Lord is really working, the Lord will get my tail on up regardless of the sleep. Honey, get on up. You weren't feeling well yesterday, but today is a new day. By his stripes, I'm healed. And we keep pushing. But it's that testimony for that. And for that testimony, I give him praise. For you, I give him praise. Because I know it's hard sometimes, but just don't give up. Don't give up. Ask the Lord to help you Think positively. Ask the Lord to help you. Ask Him. All right? Praying for you. I lift you up in the name of Jesus and pray that God does exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever think or ask. Hey, it's Friday. Hey, it's the weekend. I love you all. I will start back up on July 1st. I'm going to take 2 days to chill out Monday and Tuesday and not do a live broadcast. I say that if I change that, I'll let y'all know. But I'll be back live daily starting July 1 weekdays. That's the plan. Lord may have something different for me. I might get on up and do it. But Monday and Tuesday, the plan is for me to take a little bit of a break, okay? And just kind of rest a little bit because I'm going to get ready to go to a ministry conference. So I'm going to need all my energy, right? So I love you all. I'll just see you all later. I love you. Have a wonderful Friday. Remember, July 1, I'm back on here and I'm back live. And by the way, we were going to do some Mocha meetups. The one that we had scheduled for tomorrow, Saturday, is going to be rescheduled for July. Okay. Mocha meetups going to be rescheduled for July, the fourth Saturday in July. Could not make it today. Could not make it. I'm sorry, could not make it tomorrow. Love you, Jessica. Thank you so much. So could not make it tomorrow. Singles. I've got to do some stuff with ministry, but I will see you all coming up on the fourth Saturday in July. I'll see you all later. Love y'all. Have a great one. Okay. Great Friday. See you back again. Remember, July, that's the 7th month. 1. July, that's the 7th month. 1. Okay. All right. See you later. Mwah.